people need to know about xylitol from your perspective?
So I am on a mission to help all pet parents understand what they can and cannot serve their dogs or shouldn't
Yes.
serve. And number one on that list is xylitol, and it's in the cookbook. It's on
Good.
my packaging as well. Xylitol is a sugar substitute that is found in sugar-free gum, prepackaged cookies, and muffins.
Oh,
And it's also in some sugar-free peanut butter. So on everything that I create now, I put never serve your dog, xylitol, onions, grapes, raisins, chocolate.
hmm.
But a lot of people didn't know about xylitol. And in fact, I didn't know about it until a friend of mine told me about a sad story about her German Shepherd getting a hold of some sugar-free
Wow.
gum and was poisoned by it. So
Terrible. You know, we talked to a poison expert in our last episode. So, dog moms, if you're watching, go ahead and go on YouTube and pull up that video. But she touched on the dangers of xylitol, how incredibly important it is for us to be aware. She also said what you're saying, do not feed your dog table scraps and be vigilant, right? Because the dog can just jump up easily and grab something. So, don't keep things in reach, dog moms.
that's right. I make sure my husband likes to chew gum, but I make sure all the wrappers and everything
Yes.
is in the trash. And just be conscious of it and start reading the labels.
There you go. We need to be smart, wise, and take the time to really know what's in the foods that we're eating and that our dogs are consuming as well. Kind of works both ways for us. What are some of the most common poisonous items that dogs come in contact with based on your
Yeah, so
experience?
yeah, every year we do a top 10 toxins list, and we put it out the beginning of each year. And I would say probably every year for the past 20 years that we've been in an established business, that chocolate's always the number one toxin. We don't think about chocolate a lot as being that bad because if you're like me, we love to eat chocolate, and we usually often have it around in our household. But animals process it differently. It works differently in them, and they're much smaller than we are. And so it can be really problematic, but it's always our top one. And then if you think about other household things that are fairly common around to have in the house. So grapes and raisins are a really common toxin that we see for our dogs. Xylitol containing products, that's definitely something that can be very problematic, but also very common to see in the household. And then we think about medications. So ibuprofen, a very common pain reliever that's in many households. We'll have a lot of animals that get exposed to ibuprofen. We'll also have them get exposed to mouse and rat baits. And so that's a very common one as well. And then other just dietary supplements that people may be taking for their own health benefit.
A lot of dog moms, all dog moms really, myself included, we're uber concerned about the safety of our pets. So, Dr. Schmidt, can you share with us just some basic tips on maybe the top things that we should be doing to keep our pups safe?
You bet. And I think about the home environment and think about medications and supplements. Many of us think that over-the-counter medications or dietary supplements, including vitamins, aren't problematic because we take them so readily and they generally have a good health benefit to us humans, but they may be quite problematic in pets. And so I always encourage people to place their medications, their dietary supplements, no matter how safe you may think that they are, keep them behind a closed door. So if they can be behind a cabinet door, if they can be in a room that the animal doesn't have access to, anything like that can be very helpful. The other thing to think about is if your pet is taking medications, make sure you keep it in a separate area. My mom is a great example, and she probably wouldn't appreciate me using it, but I think it's important. She kept her medication and our pet's medication in the same spot. And so she inadvertently gave our dog her medication. And so those are things that happen. We get a lot of calls with that, and that can be really detrimental to that pet. I would also say on the line of medication, take that medication in a room that's closed off to your pet at the time. So shut the door so that when you're taking the medication, if you've got that little dog who loves to be at your feet all the time, if you were to drop that medication, they can't sweep in and take it. Make sure you're not setting medications out on the dinner table or the coffee table or nightstand to take it where they can get it. But then also just think about toddler proofing your house or baby proofing your house. That's what we need to do for our pets as well. So keeping cleaning products out of the way, keeping foods out of the way that could be problematic. So especially our grapes and raisins that are small and can be sitting out and they can get into that. Any type of product that might contain xylitol, making sure that that's well out of reach for each pet.
Dietary tips. Do you have any suggestions for dog owners? Any dietary tips?
Okay, so read those ingredients in dog food and cat food. So the first few ingredients should never say brewer's rice or wheat or corn or chickpeas, or you want higher protein content. So it should really be more primary proteins. And you want to diversify the diet, because the more diverse diet equals a better oral microbiome and a better gut microbiome. So the animal will be much better off. So diversify the proteins, diversify the food sources, wash the food bowl and the water dish on a very regular basis with hot water and soap, because those biofilms form every day. Throw the chew toys in the dishwasher if they're silicone based, or in the washing machine if they're cloth based. It's really important to keep those guys clean on a regular basis as well. And then, if possible, definitely anything to spur anything that they can chew on throughout the day, if it's a bully stick or chew toys or things like that really get the blood flowing. Cats and small dogs have more of an issue because they don't tend to chew on things as much. Right. But definitely keep that water fresh, keep things going.
We have got a pet endemic issue with obesity. Our dogs, and I'll even see pups, they are massively overweight, and that shortens their lifespan. It's too much pressure on the joints, too much work for their heart and their lungs, and it's just not fair to them.
What are your top tips for preventing obesity in dogs?
Well, sure, they don't have thumbs, so they're not measuring the food. They're just taking advantage of the situation.
Yes.
Their critical thinking says, Mom gave me food, I'm going to show my appreciation and I'm going to polish that food off.
Right.
So being cognizant of the calories, asking your vet, hey, is my dog at an ideal weight? If not, asking, well, do we need to lose 5 or 10 pounds? Find a goal weight, work towards it slowly. So developing a plan, very, very important. Cutting calories isn't the only thing. You can burn more calories. I know I do too. So taking my dog on a walk helps me and my dogs.
That's right. You're bonding. You're both getting your steps in. What's not to love, right? Thanks so much for watching this Dog Mom News clip. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome and informative Dog Mom News content. And while you're at it, ring the bell so that you can find out about more content in real time. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, everyone.